Yeah, I'll crack on and share screen then.
Nice. Hopefully everyone can hear us all right. But
Right, so welcome in everyone. Now I just wanted to crack on. There's a lot of nerds popping up in the space, posting faceless content with results that clearly don't add up. And what I'm going to say to you is ask those exact people, the people who are selling, a $20 PDF course and scamming people online in the open. Of course, they cover their face because they look really cool and they have a fake Rolex, but this is what a real legit family page looks like. Ask your favorite, fucking anonymous creator to refresh the page and scroll through here. And well, they won't be able to do it. Won't be able to show you proof like this live in the flesh. As you can see right here, we had a 5K day the other day on this model. And we only launched this model in late March, April time.
yeah,
So as you can see, there's undeniable proof that this business model works just on here. This is just one of the models that we have out of many, many models, and let alone the models that we obviously chat for, our students, all that kind of stuff. So this is literally just one of ours that we have.
obviously to state why marketing is so important, we need subs. You need subs. And this is a free account, but as you can see, there's a lot of subscribers coming through. So this is what we're going to be covering today. Just some information about subs and how to improve that, as well as obviously VEO and all the kind of the video design there. But yeah, like Cole mentioned, this was only made back in March or started back in March. So let's go on to monthly earnings. Before it was like a little affiliate account, but we started it in March, right at the end, and as you can see, it scaled to 18K net. If you go gross, it's obviously the same earnings as a minute ago. And this is why we're doing a lesson as well, touching on marketing, because we're going to show you basically how you can replicate this, not just with your own model, but maybe multiple others as a team and working together to be able to get the best result. Because this wasn't just ran by one person, this was one or two, maybe even three people um, along the way. So building a team, working together is exactly what you want to do to be able to get to numbers like this. Although people have done it by themselves. A few of our students have done it as an individual, which is pretty
I
impressive.
think that's key to note. I think that you're going to start by yourself, right? Or with maybe just one business partner. That's inevitable because you're not going to have the money to straight away hire staff, or most people won't anyway. And it's part of the whole journey, right? When we started this 3 years ago, we just started us two. And this is how the journey progresses. You start to hire staff, you start to partner up with more people who are better at marketing, know more than you in certain fields, such as AI design, for example. We have designers that literally make our content for us. We have people who post to Instagram for us. We have people who are working close within the Instagram and TikTok kind of employee range. I don't even know what the fucking word is. Anyway, they work for Instagram, TikTok, and around that space, so they're going to be able to give us information about algorithms, information about updates that come into the platforms, all that kind of stuff. So we are able to stay ahead of the game constantly, especially with something like this business model, and especially with AI, because AI is ever changing, laws around AI are ever changing, and rules on social media platforms are ever changing. So when you get a whole team around you, you can just launch a model like that. You say to your designers, make some content. You say to your people who run your Instagram, I just made this new Instagram, run this. And you say to your chatters, I've got a new model onboarding today. Would you like to do sales on it? Obviously, they're fucking bang on it because they're on commission. So when you build a team, this business model gets so much easier and so much more exciting. So it is going to be a slow, progressed journey. You are going to start from ground zero, but that is part of any kind of journey that's worthwhile, right? Delayed gratification is key, whether you go to the fucking gym, whether you work on any type of, fitness, business, anything. This is what makes it so good. The end result is because you have spent this amount of time building something up. But this is something to look forward to most of you in here. When you do get built up in a year's time, you'll be able to do exactly this and replicate it on a mass scale. And there's no doubt about that.
Sweet. So let's get into the lesson. Hopefully, you guys enjoy and get some value from this.
So, as stated before, this is going to be a masterclass on mainly marketing, but also we're going to implement VEO3 and video generation into the marketing. How do you get an audience or how do you get views with VEO3, for example, or other video generation websites? What type of content should you be making? Why should you be making that type of content? etc. So this is going to be a masterclass on essentially marketing because we want you to make the maximum amount of money possible and you should want to make the maximum amount of money possible. Cool. And of course, all these marketing techniques are only amplified by, coaching and courses and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to learn this on a deeper level at the end of the lesson, make sure you go check those out. We'll provide you links, discounts maybe if we're feeling generous at the end and stuff like that. So why does your content keep flopping? You might have posted something brilliant or that you thought was brilliant and it flopped. You may have basically watched content absolutely explode when it wasn't as good as yours, or you thought, that's kind of shit. Maybe there was some sort of technique, maybe there's some sort of secret that people post in that know that you don't. Are you convinced the algorithm hates you? Are you warming up your accounts correctly? These are all questions that you're probably asking yourself if your content is, flopping on a consistent basis or not getting the amount of attention that you think it deserves. Now, here's what's actually going on, most likely. In 99% of cases, it's not the algorithm hates you. There's no racism in the algorithm that's fucking discriminating against, yourself in your bedroom. No one cares. It's not that deep. Here's what's actually going on. Your traffic is poor quality. Now, some people are able to gain an audience, maybe 10, maybe 100, maybe even 1 million followers. I've seen this happen before, and they complain about their conversions. The conversions are shit, the audience is shit. Why is that? Now, that is because the traffic is poor quality. It may be, the age range that you're aiming for or targeting or hitting, sorry. It may be the country of the people that are watching your content. It could be a range of things that add up to poor quality. Or your strategy isn't good enough. You may have a shit strategy. You can get 1 million views on a still image of a model, and that still image can have a viral sound in the background and it can go viral. That's not good quality content. That's not a good strategy. But some people do get lucky and do get that amount of views, but it doesn't exactly result in quality traffic. Low quality content, this is not only going to hurt you in the algorithm, but it's also going to hurt you in terms of conversions. Customers aren't going to want to subscribe to low quality content. Whether they think that model's real, whether they don't, doesn't actually matter. What matters is, even if they think it's AI, is if that content is high quality. If they can relate to that high quality piece of content on a personable level, they are going to be more likely to convert to a fanvue page. It's just a fact, right? They want human interaction. This is why they are going over to a fanvue page, for example, to chat to the girl, to have that interaction with the girl, to have a relationship with that girl. Even as crazy as it sounds with an AI model and they know it's AI. Yes, this does exist. It's fucking crazy. It exists.
Mental.
Low volume. A lot of you don't work hard enough. You're posting, one reel a day. You may have two fucking pictures on your feeds. Whatever the volume issue is there, low volume is a massive issue. If you're posting 3 reels a day, 5 reels a day, if you have multiple accounts that you're posting 3 reels a day on, if you have 10 accounts, you post 3 reels a day, that's 30 reels a day. If all those reels get 1,000 views, that's 30,000 views a day. And that's only going to scale when you gain followers, when you gain traction, and when the algorithm starts to like you and when you actually get a better strategy. So this is not just a luck game. Believe me, if we are able to replicate this on a mass level, this cannot be luck. It's impossible for that to just be luck. We cannot replicate luck hundreds of thousands of times over. Our students cannot replicate our luck that we have had. That does not exist. They're from different countries. They use different devices. They use different strategies. They use different models. That does not exist. So this is all strategy. This is all structure. And this is from years of experience of us actually building a strategy that is effective enough for us to capitalize on. So pay attention. Now, this is your breakthrough. And why are we sharing this now and this specific method now and these marketing tips for free on a webinar? Sounds suspicious. Sounds like, we're in it for trying to sell you something, blah, blah, blah. No, there is a lot, as I mentioned at the start, of people popping up in this business model that have been doing this for 2 weeks. You can check back on their Instagram page. They'll be, 2 months old Instagram pages. Just because they've gone viral, they wear a balaclava, they're in their parents' basement. This does not mean that their results are real, right? They have a fake Rolex. They say on their screen that they have 200,000 of the balance when the numbers don't even add up. Do it for yourself. This is why we want to give away free value right now more than ever. Because there is so many people popping up to me, to Toby, in our DMs, to just the Imagine Education circle in general, and saying, look, I've just been scammed. This guy knows nothing. He just sold me a PDF for X amount of money. That's a lot of money to me. I say, how's that my fucking problem? You should do your research. Look back on these people's pages, look on their results, ask them for real results, ask them to refresh the fucking page like I've just done in front of your eyes, and wake up. This is why we need to give away free content now because we want to solidify our position as legitimate coaches in this space. I don't give a fuck if you go ahead, you buy our course, you buy our coaching. I just want you to know who fucking runs the industry. That's the truth. We teach this behind closed doors. Now, yes, sure. We sell coaching, we sell courses, and we benefit off of those, obviously. You may be thinking, why do you sell those things? There's many reasons for that. One, more money, obviously. Two, solidifying our position in the industry. And three, because we genuinely enjoy teaching people these methods and seeing other people in our circle succeed. And of course, having that community. When you're in a new business model like this, it's more important than ever to have a community of people working on this as well. We've been doing this for 3 years now. We would not be in the place that we're in if we didn't have students succeed the way they have, share the information that they have, and vice versa. They would not be in that position as well. So it's extremely important to have a community of people around you in such a new space. Our inner circle students, they generate 10 to 30K monthly. Some even more, right? Some are up to 40, 50K. And this is just on individual models. They may have multiple models here, there, everywhere. So this is very much something that we are versed in coaching and something that we, again, enjoy coaching and seeing people succeed in. Now, VEO3, Kling, these softwares are updating and they're leveling up and they are basically making it so that anyone can do this. You do not need to be some coding expert. You don't need to be a fucking nerd. You don't need to sit in your mum's basement all day coding away. Now, even I, with zero AI experience, I don't generate models, I haven't done for years, but I can sit on VEO3 and I can make videos and they can be extremely realistic because I've played about with it for half an hour and I've done my research. It's very, very easy to use these new platforms that are coming out, which is why it's so important that you actually jump on these softwares. So once again, there were advanced workflows years ago to be able to make this type of content. Obviously, it was not to the standard that it is now, especially VEO3. But to even get like a semi-realistic AI video, you had to get on a workflow, do loads of coding, all this kind of stuff, know exact prompts, all this. Not the case anymore. Now we have simplified this process, simplified the videos, simplified the business model in general. And this is why our students win and why we have the results we do to back it up.
Yeah, on that point. So obviously anyone can do it now. This is what we're trying to bring to you. Because the business model, it's very new, it's still at its beginning stages. It's mainly because no one could really get into it because they needed to understand a lot of information about coding or AI tech to be able to actually get into it. Now, you don't need to do that. As a normal person, you can set this up on your computer and get cracking. Like Carl mentioned, he's been hiring designers for years. Doesn't really need to hire designers anymore because if he wanted, he can sit there and generate stuff straight away. That's the beauty of this business model is that you don't need to get massively educated on crazy workflows to be able to get it done. You just need it to be simplified for you and provided in that simplified kind of package, and you can just go full steam ahead and start earning. And that's why it's so good.
Wicked. So this is the last time that you will flop without knowing why. By the end of this webinar, you understand exactly why your content's flopping, why you're not able to make realistic video content, why your Instagram page is fucking failing, why your TikTok marketing is not working, and why every method that you've tried so far, if you have, of course, some of you may be new, is failing. But if you haven't tried this business model before, or if you're new to this, you just want to learn more, you will be able to know exactly what mistakes to avoid, what to do next. So mute all your distractions, fucking put your phone on silent, whatever. Grab a pen and paper, whatever you got to do, although this is recorded, so I wouldn't even bother, to be honest. Just watch along and yeah, pay attention.
Yeah, so this is an AI model here. Believe it or not, that is fully AI. I made this, I didn't even bother editing it because I was just making it for the video here. But that's kind of the realism that you can be aiming for. Now, Kyle can make that. It's been given to our students in a simplified package. They can just generate images like that very easily. So that's kind of the objective we're getting for. None of these kind of, ancient looking models.
Yeah, wicked. I've also seen a lot of the chat and Q&A section popping off. We will do a Q&A at the end. So any questions that you have, save them for the end because there's fucking hundreds already, and I can't be asked to scroll back through. So just wait for the Q&A at the end, and we'll get around to questions.
Yeah, we'll get around to that.
So, what are the main uses of VO3? What would you actually realistically use it for? Because a lot of people, you may have joined this webinar yourself, just wanting to use it for fun or just wondering, what VO3 is, maybe want to see a demonstration of it. But what are the main uses and how to actually make money with the AI model space with VO3? Now, the main uses, realistic video content. Realistic video content, as I mentioned at the start, is going to add personality and personability. You're going to seem like a more realistic AI model or more realistic girl or guy, whatever the fuck your AI influencer is. So you can do vlogs, podcasts, realistic dancing videos, selfie videos, skits. These are all things that are now possible with VO3 and that haven't particularly been possible before without complex workflows, complex prompts, etc. VEO3 also does very well in the algorithm. Now, this is not just down to the high quality, but also there's something in the metadata. Maybe Google's done a fucking madness deal with Meta and they've come up with some sort of algorithm hack that VEO3 videos will go more viral. VEO3 videos do a lot better in the algorithm than any video software that I've seen before. Every other video software gets just flagged as AI straight away and fucking thrown in the bin. VEO3 actually does very, very well in the algorithm. So whether that's some sort of metadata stamp that Google have done for it to go viral in the algorithms, whether they've done a fucking deal with Meta, I don't know. But it does very well in the algorithm. General good skill and easy to use platform. AI video is very good skill, especially in this space, but also this is a very easy to use platform. It's only going to get easier, to be honest. So, if you were behind before or you didn't understand coding or any of this, it is going to get easier, which is, good news for everyone, but still it's a good skill to learn so that when more complex aspects come to the business, you'll be able to challenge them, no problem. However, Google VO3 is not a finished product. It's not a finished product at all. Now, it's not yet trainable, particularly with any kind of LoRa or consistent character features. You can't yet do image to video on VO3 and have it speak audio and do complex things, anything like that. It needs more accurate speech. It needs you to be able to put longer prompts in there. It needs the videos to get longer eventually. And it also needs some sort of short form implementation so you can choose the aspect ratio and things like this. It's not a finished product yet, but they are doing a lot of updates, which I have heard are very exciting and very soon to come. So in the future, this will, I believe, be the platform that will kill off any other AI video platform because it's fucking Google, right? You can't really beat them in a game of tech. It's not really going to happen. Now, this will not directly make you money. It can aid you in making money in certain things that we're going to speak on in this lesson, but it's not going to directly be an income source for you unless you make, the biggest fucking TikTok page on VO3 or some nerd shit, right?
Yeah.
Which I'm guessing you're not planning to do. So this should not be a main focus, and you should not come into this lesson thinking, yeah, I'm going to be a VO3 expert. I'm going to spend the next 18 hours on VO3 because it's going to make me shit tons of money because it's not directly going to make you money. What is going to make you money is the marketing methods that we're going to teach in this lesson. So again, stick to the end, pay attention, etc. Now, what will make you money is the quality of your model, the perceived realism of your model, which can, of course, both of these things can be introduced with VO3. The quality, of course, the quality of video in VO3 is extremely good and will amplify the likeliness of sales on your model. And the perceived realism, again, same thing. Marketing strategy will obviously make you more money. Marketing volume, sales strategy, and sales volume. The amount of things you sell, how you sell them, and yeah, how you market. So cool. Miscellaneous uses. You may have seen these fucking viral videos. You can use it for fucking logos, animations, and other business ventures are also to do with AI video and AI in general. So yes, there are other uses of VO3. So if you are interested in those, this may apply to this lesson. You may find something useful if you were looking for an external route and not really the AI influencer space. You may have seen these fucking Bigfoot videos that have been popping up.
Chewy looking.
Or that pirate geezer, one of the first. I believe it's part of like the trailer or some shit for VO3, but you've seen this nerd shit going on. Yes, it gets views on TikTok and it's cool, but it's not really a main focus of mine or shouldn't be of, anyone who wants to make money online
Yeah.
because realistically, it's not really a money making
Yeah.
point.
I guess the only way you could make money with that is grow an Instagram page and then convert it into something that's useful.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's not directly going to make you money. It's kind of the point.
yeah, no, exactly that. So what's the next one? Marketing. Nice one. So this is kind of where I'm going to jump in a little bit more because I'm going to run you through marketing, how to apply VEO3 into your marketing. Most of the time, what people do on marketing is use Instagram as a base point. That's kind of the main HQ because everyone has Instagram. Everyone's using it, everyone's on it. It's kind of the go-to app. Once again, it's meta, so people love it. On Instagram, if you have VEO3 videos all set up and ready to go on your model's page, that is your model talking and looks very professional and realistic, customers are absolutely going to love that. They're going to love it and they're going to find your model very attractive. They're going to realize that she is relatable and she is realistic, and that means conversions are going to be very high. So before buying VEO3 and spending $200 on the subscription or something, wherever it was, $200 package.
I think it's 200, it's £120, I believe.
Yeah.
So
I'm pretty sure
it
there's
is
a
200.
there's a free one, isn't there?
There is a free one. I think that gets you like 10 videos or some pathetic shit.
Use that one. So on that, use the VO3 for free and just get like 2 or 3 videos, best quality as you can. Obviously, learn how to make these videos first before just wasting your tokens, and then get them onto your Instagram page because that realism there is going to allow you to then convert people a lot higher. That is going to help you out within the algorithm and also in terms of customer psychology, realism of the girlfriend experience, and you're going to get so many more conversions. But we're also going to be looking at TikTok today, Reddit, and also some like nerd communities, which I'll kind of explain what they are in a little bit. So let's kind of get into it. So, as Carl mentioned earlier, the reason a lot of you aren't getting conversions isn't because you're not putting in the work or you're not doing the correct strategy. Probably is, but if you are doing all that, it is most likely as well because you're getting low quality traffic. You're bringing in a lot of Indian or Asian audience, which may not have the money to be able to spend on an AI model every 4 days or every Saturday night spending 400 quid, as one of our customers love to do. So, what you want to do is try improve the quality of your traffic on your Instagram account, specifically Instagram. And we're going to be teaching you how to do that today. So do listen up. This is kind of where you're going to want your notepad and pen out because you may not have heard this before. So firstly, conversions. 10,000 followers on Instagram or 10,000 views or followers or whatever on Instagram from an Asian audience, or let's say an audience which isn't known for spending a lot of money online, is going to get you a lot less conversions over to your fanvue page. I think we can all agree that if there's a guy in America with, a Tesla and a massive 5 bedroom house versus a guy, let's say in Asia or India, sitting there with 10 people in his house and it's only like got 3 or 4 beds, who's going to be spending money on fanvue? We can kind of work that one out. So we want to be targeting them fat geezers that are driving around in Tesla in America. That's kind of the target audience, or even in the UK, some fat geezer down the pub. That's your target audience, and that's what you want to aim for because they're going to spend money on your model's account. The way Instagram works is Instagram pushes your reels to people that are similar to your current fan base. So if I have 10,000 followers based in America, my reels are going to get pushed to Americans. If I've got 10,000 followers, but they're all in Asia, my reels are going to get pushed to Asian, which obviously isn't ideal. So that initial growth phase of Instagram is very important that it's US or UK or European based or areas where people have money. That is very, very important because that's going to allow you to scale your Instagram account into the future and get you more views. That's what we're going to be looking at today, and that's going to help you with conversions. So, firstly, I'm not going to teach you how to set up an Instagram account and how to get a nice, pretty VEO3 video on there. We've done a webinar on this before. It's on YouTube, so check it out. OFMKyle, I'm actually going to make a new YouTube channel very soon, Toby.now, obviously, or Toby now. And I'm going to be covering more AI design stuff on YouTube. But if you want to learn how to set up an Instagram account, obviously, Kyle's done that many times and has got a webinar on it already. So check that out. That's going to help. So training Instagram to hit the correct target audience. This is what we're going to be covering. The first 250 followers are very important to your account. So when you start Instagram, don't start just trying to get whoever you can, hitting these guys in the comments which are speaking like Arabic or something, and then trying to get them to follow you on Instagram. It's not going to be good in the long term. We want to be trying to aim for that high quality audience, as mentioned. The 250 is important, but how are we going to get that 250 followers purely based in America or US or UK? We're going to be using TikTok, Reddit, and Telegram or nerd communities. And that's kind of what we're going to be going over right now. So why would we use these platforms? The reason we use these platforms is because it's very easy to target the audience that we want. TikTok is done on location, so we can easily target people there. Reddit is quite an American platform, so the ratios between American and non-Americans is very high. And Telegram or nerd communities is easy to target because you can easily identify who's who and go into certain forums or whatever you want and target them people. What I kind of mean by a nerd community is, let's say a video game or something. If we go into a video game chat room, maybe it's an American server or something like that, we know that this audience is American. Video games, most likely that kind of nerdy side of person that would most likely subscribe to a fanvue page, let's be honest, or like the AI models, all of them, guys on the little percentages on Pornhub that love watching hentai, them strange little fellas that we want to target, they could be in that chat room. If we drop a model or even log in on a model's account or something into a gaming forum or chat room, people are then going to start having an attraction towards that model. Simple. We can convert a few people from these nerd forums all the way over to your Instagram, and that would not be very hard to do at all. So let's get into this in the correct order. So let's go into TikTok first. TikTok strategy is very important. Now, we've been doing this for absolutely years. Back in 2023, TikTok was the most overpowered platform going. I'm sure if any of you have done OFM or any kind of marketing, you would have known back in a year or two ago, it was the nuts. TikTok was great. Now it's a little bit more difficult to grow accounts and get followers, but it is still a very good platform because it is based on a location. Now, the reason that is very good is because if we are in the US or the UK or set that device to be in them countries, we can have pure UK or US audience on that account, which means every person that follows you or views your stuff is most likely going to be from the USA or within your target audience range. Luckily for me and Kyle, we live in the UK, so we can easily just whip it up, start a TikTok account, and just get going. Views that may be in different countries might be a little bit harder, but once again, if you follow the correct steps, you're going to be able to target that correct audience there. Oh, shit. I fucking hate Max. Carl can get her back.
Why did you press that?
It was someone raised their hand. I was trying to get rid of it.
No, you can't. Well, you can.
You select the screen. Click that.
No, you have to show screen. 14.
There we are. Sweet.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Sorry about that. So, where was I? Stop raising your hands, everyone. We'll be doing questions at the end. It's a flagging up on thing. Anyways, location based is very important, and that's how we're going to target the audience. So if we open a TikTok account first, that is what I actually recommend. Start growing that, warming that up, and that means you're going to get a small audience on TikTok, which is just going to try convert straight over to Instagram just to add a few additional followers that are US based onto that Instagram. So then that first 250 is the most important. So that's kind of the objective when it comes to TikTok. It's very good. The virality potential is quite high as well. TikTok's not as much of a fan of AI than Instagram is. So AI videos don't work quite as well for your model, but you can still get good results with basic images and carousels, good captions, good audios, interacting with US-based audiences, all of this kind of stuff. And that's going to help you grow because this is quality traffic, and quality and quantity are both very, very important. But if we don't have the quality, then it's pointless having the quantity. So let's go into that. There obviously is a thing down the bottom right here saying that if you join the mentorship, you get a whole full guide on how to do this step by step. Like we said at the beginning, simplified packages, is always what we want to aim for. So the next strategy that we're going to be talking about is Reddit. Now, Reddit is it is a pain in the ass, I can give you that. But if you crack it, then you're doing a very good job. Now, Reddit is quite a old platform, I'd say. It's basically a bundle of communities all thrown around based on niche. And it's very good because it's very high in US audience. A lot of people that are on the platform are from America, and America is once again the target audience. Think of Fat John in the Tesla. That's who we're going for. They're all on Reddit, thinking they're smart, putting very interesting comments, and following a lot of models because that's what they do in their spare time. So this is why we want to use Reddit. However, Reddit is very long to set up and warm up and everything. It could take up to 60 days, as you can see on the PowerPoint there, to get everything set up and ready to go to be able to full scale market. So as you start, what I'd recommend doing is firstly opening a TikTok account on your phone, ideally on an iOS phone, so Apple device, and getting that going. I would also try open a Reddit account on an iOS device, once again, Apple, and just warming that up. The reason we want to start these two at the beginning is because one, obviously the US audience, and two, because it takes a little while to get the kind of momentum with it. So if we open these two, it'd be good. When it comes to Reddit, the kind of warm-up process is quite slow. So the first 1 to 14 days, you're not really doing anything on the account. It's just sitting there, it's warming up. You're going on there, doing a bit of scrolling, maybe the occasional, like or upvote. That's kind of what you'll be doing on Reddit. The next 15 to 45 days is a bit more relevant. You're going to be posting a little bit more. You're going to be trying to grow your karma. So if you haven't been on Reddit, karma's like, I don't even know, like followers, I guess, or likes maybe. Yeah, but karma is basically what you need to be able to get into certain subreddits and to be able to post in certain areas. So the higher the karma, normally the better. So the day 15 to 45, you're going to be aiming to grow that karma a little bit. Similar with 45 to 60, you can start building a bit of a personality on that account, start posting, blah, blah, blah. And then after day 60, you can start marketing a lot harder. So this is quite slow, 2 months to be able to get up to full scale marketing speed. However, if you do it on an iOS device, then the strength and the reliability of this account is 10 times higher than if you've done it on a laptop or you bought one for 30 quid off of, whatever they're called online. I was going to think of like a name of an Indian or African bloke. So then always selling Reddit accounts on Telegram. Just don't buy one. Just start one on your phone, slowly grow it, and it's going to be a lot more reliable. This method isn't the quickest method, but it's effective when it comes to getting that audience. If we start converting people manually, right near the beginning, let's say day 30, 45, we start trying to convert people over to the Instagram page, that's going to help massively because even if 10 people convert across, that's 10 people out of 250, which we're aiming for. That is basically US audience, which is great. So Reddit is a good strategy to start off with, but it's a bit slow. Let's go on to the next one. So that's a VEO video. Let me cover nerd communities quick. So I'll drop one back. So I mentioned nerd communities earlier, with like gaming forums or communities and stuff like that. The reason I haven't got a slide for it is because there's so many different locations. Telegram, you can even use Reddit communities as well, because there's quite a lot on there. You can use little thread communities, you can find gaming communities or any kind of forum you can think of. If you work in a certain office group or in a big office environment, there's massive stacks of blocks, that's going to have a kind of Facebook page or a community, you can target them. If you know a group maybe of load of losers that maybe go out once a week to all together in a herd so they don't get beaten up, but they have a little social media group. You can go target them. Any kind of community, hit that and then try convert them manually. Once again, the 250 followers on Instagram is what you're aiming for. So this is how you're going to grow this Instagram account to have high quality traffic is get the first 250 followers spot on. Finding them manually is going to take a little while, but once you get that, everything's going to be a lot easier and more effective in terms of growth. So I'll hand you back over to Cole, talk about some more VEO stuff.
Cool. So if I go down, that takes up a lot of space, that link. I'm not even going to watch it, so it's a bit of a waste. Anyway, literally just posted a VEO3 video on YouTube now. This may be a bit of a cop out, but that is going to teach you more in depth than what we can teach you on a live. Now you'll see why in the video, because at the end I literally do a live demonstration, but the videos take too long to generate, they're too inconsistent. There's a load of problems with them. So I'm going to run you through briefly, very briefly, how you'd create a consistent character on VEO3 and the types of videos that you would create. So number one, you're going to want to train a chat GPT thread on how to, or the prompt that you're going to use consistently for your character. This prompt, the character description or part of your prompt, sorry, is going to be consistent throughout every single video that you create for your model. And the reason for that is no matter if you can't put image to video in there, prompt to video, if that's consistent, it's going to be somewhat of a consistent character, right? If you have, for example, blonde hair, blue eyes, round face, freckles, it's going to come up with a very similar character. Now, what that means is that it's going to be easier for you in post-production to be able to face swap, to be able to edit, for it to look like your model consistently. If you had just a random prompt or say, girl does this, female does this, it can come up with uh, brunette girls and come up with Asian girls when you're trying to make, your blonde, slim model and you're trying to make that consistent. You're trying to face swap. It's going to come up with all sorts of problems that you don't want down the line. So you need a consistent character that you're going to put an image into ChatGPT and ask it for prompts for specifically VEO3. I'll teach you exactly how to do this in this video, right? You're going to feed it a load of information, blah, 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 just like you would with any kind of AI. It's a fucking data set. So it's going to remember, and if you're going to remind it to keep that consistent throughout any prompt. Then you're going to put that prompt, obviously, into VEO3 once you have deciphered what you want your prompt to do or what you want VEO3 to do. ChatGPT is going to make a prompt that is going to be made for VEO3. So it's going to take loads of different videos from the internet. It's going to teach them exactly how to create a prompt, and ChatGPT is going to create you a prompt, and you're going to put that into VEO3. Now, VEO3, if it doesn't create the video that you want, you're going to create it again and again, and you're going to spend a lot of fucking tokens and a lot of money doing VEO3, which is why in the future it will be a lot better of a method than it is now. And then we're going to face swap and do post-production and stuff like that. Bit of a cop out, go watch the video. It definitely simplifies the process.
One point I want to put up when it comes to face swap and consistently getting that character is quite important. So we normally want to use three different types of software. So number one, you can just use the standard face swap, but you may know if you've ever used it, the quality is pretty shit. So that normal face swap is a little bit, poor quality. Second one, you can actually go onto Kling and you can do a insert the model into videos. So I think it's called multi-feature, and then you can go on to add. You can add a VEO video and then a picture of your model, and your model's face will get inserted into that video. This is going to work especially well if your character in the VEO video already looks good. So just to repeat that, you go onto Kling, you go onto the multi-feature in the top left, and then you add the VEO3 video and then your model's face, and it'll automatically put your model's face onto that video. So once again, pretty much complete. Or the last one, what you can do is, I'm sure you guys have seen me do it before on Runway. I've dropped the tutorial once again on the same YouTube video, but you go onto there, you change the first frame of the video. So it's exactly the same, but your model's face is on there. And then you just play the video through Runway and it changes everything. So your model's face is now consistently on that VEO3 video. So getting like 2 or 3 of them videos up on your Instagram is going to help massively in terms of conversions. You want to pin them at the top, and that's how you're going to get conversions across your page. So just little secrets there that are going to help you out massively. But that's what me and Kyle have been doing. Works a treat.
Yep. So once again, you can't exactly just put your model in like, the old video generation softwares and it will create your model over and over again. It's not that simple with VEO3 yet. Anyway, it will be in the future, which is why it's good to get to grips with the platform now. However, it is still a work in progress. So that is VEO3. But here's what happens next for most of you. You're going to try it solo. You're going to come through all sorts of problems. You're going to try make it AI model. You're going to try posting to Instagram. You're going to lose momentum. You're going to give up. But it's not particularly your fault because you're going to be building inside of a vacuum, and that is never a good place to be. You want people around you who are doing this. You want coaches around you who have done this before multiple times and have generated, hundreds, thousands, whatever, right? People who have done this before on a mass scale is what you want around you. So here is a solution, and here is why we built the mentorship that we have built. So here's what the course is not. It's not another course. It's not for passive watching. It's an active community where we do live calls, all that kind of shit, which is going to keep you engaged. This is a scroll down, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Here's what it is. It's going to be a hands-on implementation. So you are going to be able to take our exact blueprint and replicate that for yourselves. You're going to get direct feedback. We're going to do live calls, reviews, all that kind of stuff on your models. And we're going to have coaches that are going to be able to train you on problems on your model, all that kind of shit, right? Not just myself, not just Toby, but other coaches who are trained by ourselves and also have done this themselves as well. It's very much results focused support. If you're struggling more than, someone who's earning 40K, you're going to be in the priority list for us to get you up to those numbers. As you can see here, you see some results on the screen now. 2.4K in the last 30 days. That was achieved just the other day, so congrats to them. 40K month right here. Cheers to him, 40K. Bang. And then first 1K month. This is all exciting stuff, right? So a small investment can actually get you a legitimate business model that is going to keep printing money month after month. And it's going to be a very replicable process that you can then create more models, build up staff, what we covered in the start. It's going to get very exciting when you actually do build the fundamentals and get to grips with the business model. Once again, this is not a get rich quick program. You're not going to jump in and in your first 2 days have made a model, go viral on Instagram, and you're going to have a fucking million people giving you millions of dollars. It's not going to happen, right? So don't think, oh, yes, this is going to be the golden nugget. I'm going to come in, I'm going to be fucking rich tomorrow, because it's not going to happen, right? This is a business. You're going to have to build up skills, knowledge, connections, all this kind of shit. One down here as well. First sale, right? So even something as simple as a first sale is something exciting. It's going to be exciting when you get your first sale, obviously. It's going to be proof of concept that this works and you can make money with this business.
Oh, well, 22nd of June, or yeah, 22nd of June, so that was yesterday, and he said it's not that hard. So first sales aren't normally that hard. 40Ks are obviously quite hard. We've done a 0 to 10K series on YouTube. We've done 0 to 5K series as well, all the time. And we invest shitloads of money into marketing methods to learn what works and exactly how to get from 0 to 10K. Now, obviously, you guys aren't going to do that in 1 month, but we can tell you exactly what worked because we just fucking spunk loads of money, lost a lot of it, admittedly, but what we gained is knowledge, education, which we can then repeat across many, many people. So that is why it's so valuable. You don't
Exactly.
have to spend thousands on investment with marketing methods. You just learn from people who have.
Yeah, simple. Cool. And that is more of a one-to-one, very honed in process where we're going to get a lot of attention. If you are new, I recommend starting with the AI model method. It's a $47 course, which I'm going to give you a discount to at the end. There's going to be a link in the chat, which is going to be pinned, all that kind of stuff. But also, if you want to book a call, that is also going to be a link to that in the chat. So keep an eye out for that. Obviously, we're talking right now, but when we start Q&A, they'll be in the chat. So start with the AI model method. If you're new, if you want to get into the AI OFM space or the AI model space, start with the AI model method. You're going to learn how to build your model correctly, how to launch your Instagram account correctly, how to start marketing correctly. And you're also going to get a community full of thousands of people who have already done this or are doing this as well. This is extremely powerful. You can find your next business partner in there. You can find your new friends in there who are actually trying to make money online, who are actually going to succeed in making money online because they have took the same step that you have taken. And also, by being in this call that you are able to commit some time and actually put some time aside to learn a new skill or learn something from a webinar, which is extremely important to us. And this is exactly the type of people that we want in our communities.
Yeah, I was going to say, in that, obviously, there's winners as well. You can see someone's getting some small wins there, a few hundred quid. Well, say small. It looks fairly big, 3, 4, 500 quid there, maybe even more.
I think it's like six.
Yeah, but but it's a decent win and they're still getting results. But what I also want to mention is that we're going to be giving away a free AI video mastery for anyone that's in that kind of Discord channel tomorrow. So if you did join it at this discounted price that we'll give you, which is like fucking $30, nothing really. You'll get also another free AI video course that is going to be going over VEO3. It's going to be going over a few different things as well. So just get an extra step up and just learn a bit more information. But that'll be dropped tomorrow. So if you did join, the option will be there in the community.
Yeah, obviously this is low risk, it's low cost. There's no fucking excuses here. There's nothing. You're gonna get a no bullshit community and course. There's no denying that thousands of people have already been through this course, succeeded, and also joined the coaching program later on. So if you're unsure, don't, book a call and think, oh, I'll just find out some more. Join the AI model method first, and then we'll progress you through. And obviously, this is where you're gonna learn how to actually gain your first income, not just from AI OFM, but also business in general, right? You're gonna learn Instagram, you're gonna learn marketing, you're gonna learn sales. So these are very transferable skills that even if this business model is not for you, you're gonna go on and you're gonna succeed in other elements as well.
We're updating that course next week. So it's going to be
Yeah,
mainstream stuff as well. So if you want to learn how to do like e-com stores and shit, there probably will be a bit on there just chatting about that.
yeah,
So it's going a bit more mainstream as well. Always good.
yeah. So again, if you're serious and you're ready to go fast and you're ready to jump in, and you have a little bit of money to invest, we're going to open up a very limited round of a strategy called spots. It's going to be a completely free call, and you're going to jump in with one of the coaches in the program, and they're going to run you through exactly how you're going to start, you personally, based around your job, your life, how you're going to start from zero and get to hero. Now, that's a free strategy call. It costs you nothing. The worst case is you come out of that call, you don't come on board with us. You may join the AI model method instead, all that kind of stuff, right? But we're going to break down your current setup, what you're doing wrong, identify what is holding you back, and map out exactly how you are going to make your first 5K, 10K, 20K, etc. right down the line. So you're going to know exactly how you're going to go from zero to hero. Now, this is not free. Don't book a call and think, yeah, this is just a free. Of course, the call's free, but the coaching program itself is not free. So, I mean, we're not going to give you handouts. We're not going to do a fucking 50-50 split and coach you for free just on the hopes that you eventually make some money. We don't know you. We don't know your work ethic. We don't know how intelligent you are. Obviously, we're not going to partner up with random people that we meet on a call, right? That's just logic. So feel free to book a call. Again, that link is going to be in the chat in just a second, but I think we're going to go through a Q&A now. So any questions that you do have, pop them in the Q&A section and we will be able to read them out and answer some questions.
Probably drop the link.
Yep. If you want to,
Have you got the link? Yeah, I'll start reading some stuff.
somewhere.
I'll start reading some stuff. But yeah, with that as well. So if you did book a call and you did join from this link or from this webinar, you're also going to get a free Laura as well, which is actually really good. These Lauras aren't just the basic, shit little model. They're normally worth like 400 or 500 quid. And actually, I think it might be 300 quid. I think there's a discount on. But these Lauras are very, very high tech. It literally looks like it's a real person, even though it's AI. It's like the best Lauras that you can get on the market. So if you did join, that will obviously be there as well for you for free. So that's a little incentive. Um, yeah, to be fair. Oh no, it's not sharing the screen. It's gonna
No, it's
say
not sharing screen though.
that's a. Now I was going to zoom into that picture there, the chick.
Ah, I can.
We'll do it in a minute. We'll
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it. We'll show you the realism of the model in a minute. Right, let's scroll down through some of these. A lot of them are just saying hello.
Are these new questions or are they old?
These are the
No, these
old
are
ones.
old. Fucking hell. Now they should come through.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, none of them useful questions.
Right.
Yeah, I'll scroll up a tiny bit quick, because these are all fucking useless questions.
Sound.
Um, so how many followers until you post your FanVue link? So that's a good question. You can technically do it as soon as the account's warmed up. So the account's going to be warmed up after about 2 weeks. You can put the FanVue link in there. Obviously, you want to encrypt the FanVue link into like Linktree or Get All My Links, Beacon.ai. All of these are going to protect your Instagram account and prevent it from getting banned by putting this link on your page. So firstly, encrypt your link. Secondly, you can put it up after 2 weeks if you want. However, the strategy that we personally do is grow the account a little bit first and then upload it. to the bio. And the reason we do that is because a lot of people, if they can see your model does OF or does fanvue, they're not really going to want to talk to them that much because they may have been down the process before, gone onto fanvue, gone onto OnlyFans, got sales pitched, and then decided that, like, they know the process. They don't fancy spending money today. But if there's no link, sometimes what they do is get an attraction towards your model, start crushing over your model, start to like your model. And then when you do upload the link, even though they've done it before, they can be like, fuck it, I fancy her, I want to go see her, and then go talk to her from there. So what I would recommend doing is not putting it up until you get at least like 50 to 100 kind of followers on Instagram, maybe even a little bit more. But getting them first initial fans is obviously quite hard. So having a link there, most people aren't going to sub or follow. So just try get that little audience first and then get it up. Obviously, make sure the account is warm. You don't really want to be putting it on there day one. Um, how do you deal with DMs from customers? Now, if you've got a brand new account and customers are DMing you, what you want to do is try target the US or UK audience and try build a little bit of a relationship with them. So just reply to them, blah, blah, blah. You can even get a chatter on if you don't want to do it yourself. That's absolutely fine. But creating them or creating loyal fans with target audience is what you want to be doing in the DMs till you've got like 200, 250 followers. So just a little bit of work there. Don't have to be much, hour a day. Say hello, ask them how they're doing, or just the standard stuff. Wouldn't sell any content there. Don't try post any nudes in the DMs or anything like that. Just have a chat with them, whatever. If you've got a medium-sized account, I wouldn't even bother with the DMs. Don't reply to any of the blokes in the DMs. Just completely ignore them. They're pointless. In the larger accounts, so if you've got like 20, 30K on Instagram, you've got a decent following, what you then want to do is set up some sort of automation to be able to push them towards your FanView link. Now, this is normally done via ManyChat because ManyChat is actually paired with Meta, so it's completely safe to use it. You're not going to get a banned account, and they can also interact with the ManyChat. So it's pretty helpful. One or two messages, get them straight across to that link in bio, or even send them the link that's encrypted via the DM, and then you're going to convert them across. So they're the three stages. At the start, get amongst it, get a little bit of chatting going on the Insta. In the middle, completely ignore it, whatever. And then at the end, try and automate it. Go on.
Yeah. I'm based in Spain. If I was to pay for one-to-one mentorship, is it possible to succeed from Spain? Absolutely. We have students. In fact, most of our students are based outside the UK, US. Most of the students are from, Europe, some in Australia. Obviously, we do have UK, US as well, but the majority of students actually come from outside, and absolutely it is possible to succeed. Once again, with Instagram, it's very much an audience based platform. So wherever your audience is from and wherever you target the people, that's who's going to see your content. So you're able to build up a successful US audience. And also we have tactics to get people from TikTok and all that kind of stuff, even though it is location based. So absolutely 100% you are able to succeed from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, like we mentioned earlier, obviously I know Carl was talking quite quickly there, so if you're Spanish, might not have translated that too quick, but we love to keep it kind of simplified. Simplified packages is what we like to provide to our students. If you're not in the UK or already in these countries, we're going to give you a simplified package for you to be able to mimic these countries and then just be able to grow that way. So you'll be absolutely fine. And yeah, why FanVue and not OnlyFans? So OnlyFans does not allow AI models. If you were to use OnlyFans, you would have to use a real identity. So for example, if I wanted to do OnlyFans, I could do it and I could create an AI version of myself and post that on OnlyFans, that's fine. But we normally use full AI identities. Obviously, the customers know that it's AI, but them full AI identities can't go onto OnlyFans. They can only go onto FanVue. So that's why we use that platform. They're pretty much exactly the same platform. The only difference is one allows AI, one doesn't. Obviously, OnlyFans are a little bit bigger, as you guys know, but there's not that much of a drama. You only really need to worry about the size of the platform when you start hitting like 100K months. So when you get there, maybe start stressing a little bit, but you'll be fine. Um, do you want to do bands?
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Quick one. So yeah, obviously check out the chat there. There's a few links there, so have a little investigation. Book a call, have a look, whatever. But there's a discount code for you guys as well, so feel free to have a look. But let's continue with the Q&A for now.
Yeah, also forgot to mention with the calls, they are limited. Like once all the spots are gone, they're gone. There's not like, 100 coaches that we have who are going to jump on calls with everyone.
Yeah.
When all the spots that are available are gone, they're going to be gone. So make sure if you do want to book a call now because we are going to run out of spots. There's how many people in there? 300 people plus. So I can imagine, if you want to book a call, it's going to be pretty scarce on the spots. I'm sure I can get an update for you when they are booked out, and they may even book out live on this call. So make sure you do. Anyway, someone asked what happens if an Instagram account gets banned or shadow banned. Do you need a new telephone number? Very much depends on the ban. But essentially, what we say is that if you have had a ban before and you've tried making a new account on the same phone, doesn't work, you need two things. You need a new device, unfortunately. Most likely an iPhone because Instagram accounts work better on iPhones, and also a new SIM card. Reason being is because they can track these types of things, a new phone number to make the Instagram account on. Instagram's going to be able to track everything. So they're going to be able to track your MAC address, which is the address of your device. If you reset the device and you have been banned, it's not going to affect it, right? Because you're going to have the same MAC address. You cannot change that MAC address of the device unless you do some mad fucking spoofing shit, which would be more expensive than buying a new phone. So new phone, new SIM card is unfortunately what's going to be required if you get banned. Now, shadow bans work slightly different. There are certain shadow bans which you can rectify by simply either not posting for a while or making a new account on the same device. That can work as well. Or maybe deleting certain posts that may have got you flagged, deleting links in your bio. There's a load of different shit that we'd have to kind of review your account and see exactly the steps that you need to take. But that is why it's so important to have a community and also have that coaching there because most people are not going to know the steps to take when they do get shadow banned, whereas people like us who have been through that hundreds of times are going to know exactly what you need to do in that moment. So once again, very important to have that around you.
Someone asked, they've got 700 followers on Instagram, but 90% of them are Asian. What do you do? Now, I'm sorry to say, but probably start again. You can continue on with that path, but you only mentioned you had one subscriber as well. So that pretty much just identifies pretty much all we've just said in this lesson. If you continue down that route, you're going to continue to grow that audience, and it's not really going to be great. You can try save it with a few US based people on the account, but you're going to need more than your current audience. So you're going to need like 3,000 US based customers on that device, and that's going to have to come basically externally because you're not going to get it internal. So I'd recommend is just make a new account. You can do it on the same device. That's absolutely fine and just crack on. You don't need to buy new stuff. Just create a new account, warm it up, and start the process. That kind of brings me on to the next question, the warm-up process. Someone asked, how often do you post on Instagram when you're warming it up? Now, obviously, you want to start off slow. You want to set up the Instagram as if it is your portfolio, because that's how you're going to try to convert people, is that nice, tidy portfolio layout. So you warm it up, give it like 3 days, we normally say. We obviously have a full plan in the courses and stuff, but it's normally around 3 days. And then you start posting your basic feed posts. Now we do normally recommend you post carousels, mainly because they're double as likely to land on a customer's feed. It's two posts, isn't there? So get posting carousels one a day, every like day or two, until you get to about day 14 to 18, and then you can start posting some reels. With reels, we normally recommend one a day for once again about a week, and then you can start upping it to about three a day. So the overall process is normally about 2 to 3 weeks until you can start posting 3 reels a day, which is what you want to be doing. Minimum standard is normally 3 reels a day. So that's what we would advise.
Yeah, cool. And I guess a very common question to do on that subject would be if you have problems with Asian traffic or anything like this, how do you actually get a UK audience if it is, based on who's watching the content? How do you actually get those original US, UK viewers? Very common question. And a lot of people are going to be upset within the coaching program that I'm giving this away for free on this call right now. But how you get a US or UK based audience, based on interests and stuff like that is for a few metrics. Realistically, if you're targeting US, which is going to be most people's prerogative, what you're going to do is you're going to basically post things, sounds obvious, that US people will be interested in. Now, yes, sounds fucking obvious, obviously. they're going to be interested in it, they're going to watch it, and you're going to get a US audience. Simples. But what are the things that US people are interested in? US politics. No one else really gives a fuck about US politics apart from US people. So if there is election, like we just popped off massively in the US from the last election because it's a huge fucking event. Everyone from the US is piping up about, Trump's going to win, blah, blah, blah. They're so interested and intrigued in it that any female that's on their side or against them, they're going to interact with, they're going to follow, they're going to fucking send hate their way, whatever. So political points, cultural points. US sports, no one gives a fuck about the NFL outside the US. Sorry to say to anyone who's, an American football fan inside of America. No one actually gives a fuck outside of the US. So that is an extremely effective method of getting a US audience is US sports, baseball, basketball. No one else really gives a fuck apart from the US. So that's an extremely
Yeah.
effective way as well.
I thought the NFL was baseball till like 2 years ago.
Exactly. No one knows. No one knows. But using things like flags, cowboy boots, all this kind of stuff is going to make you seem like you're from the US. Also, having it in the bio that you're from Miami or whatever, or just from the US in general, is going to make your model more susceptible to a US audience and going to grow that US audience. So that is how you would gain a US audience. If you're from the UK or from wherever you're from, right? From India, even. I know an Indian bloke who runs IG pages, and 80% of his audiences are from the US. Not because he uses any kind of SIM card trick or device or spoofs his location, but because he's very much entwined with the US culture and knows how to target that audience, and he's very good at it. So it doesn't matter where you're from, you can target US audience.
I think Pornhub stats said Minnesota was the highest state for hentai. So if any of you live there, sorry to say, but you're loving AI models. So that's normally where I put my model, or have been. Um, Covered that point. Just reading a few more of your questions. Are you using Comfy? Yes, we use Comfy.ui. That's the best platform. Once again, we give you the workflows and we give you them set up so you don't have to do any of this bullshit downloading stuff in the mentorship. It's just all there. You literally just click a link and you're onto a workflow. Happy with that. Um, Process for not safe for work. We also use Comfy on in the mentorship program for not safe for work. We use a Laura off civit.ai. Wait, that's that. Anyway, yeah, Civit website. We get a not safe for work law off there. So that's quite helpful. When it comes to working with real OnlyFans models, you want to have release forms, IDs, their permission, all of this kind of stuff if you're using any of their content. If you post any real model content on fanvue, you need to make sure that you've got IDs, you've got a good working relationship with that model, because fanvue do check. You have release forms, which you can find on fanvue's website. And obviously, you and the model are both happy to post this content. That's kind of the main things. They may ask for like occasional checks where you have like your username and a date, and the model holds it up. So obviously, don't try fake an ID or something because you're going to get in a lot of trouble. So stick by the books. Any other questions you saw there, Carl?
Yeah, someone asked about encryption links. Now, when we say encrypting links, obviously Instagram will ban you, or any social media platform pretty much, apart from like Twitter maybe, will ban you for having like a direct FanView link or direct OnlyFans link in the bio. All we do for this is set up something similar to a link tree. It doesn't have to be Linktree specifically. I think Linktree is quite shit actually. It's not very aesthetic, but beacons.ai is a good one. Hubi is a good one. Any of these kind of things will encrypt the link and not make it undetectable. Like TikTok will still ban you, but there's certain methods that we can use to bypass that, such as Instagram funnel from TikTok. But essentially, yeah, that's how you encrypt a link. It's not like some coding process. When we say encryption link, we just mean you have the link encrypted into a service which will mask the fact that you're directing people to a family page.
Want to cover a question about buying Instagram accounts with followers?
Buying Instagram accounts with followers, was that like a paid page type question or botted?
They just said
Buying Instagram accounts. If you're going to buy an Instagram account, okay, so it is best if you want to grow organically to start your own Instagram account on a new device with a SIM card and never connect to Wi-Fi. Separate point really. But when you're buying Instagram accounts, you can buy an account with a follower base already there. whether that's a babe page. So basically, babe page is a Instagram page which will just post girls on there and get views via girls. Obviously, has a target audience there, but mainly that's people that want free content. And if you're buying off another model, or from like a previous model who maybe, I don't know, quit OnlyFans or some shit like that, who's selling their Instagram account, they're going to have an audience directed to them. It's not going to matter too much because most of the customers are probably fucking subscribed to or following, hundreds of models. So, but for their diehard fans, they're never going to, come across to your page. They're going to realize that you're not that model, all that kind of stuff. So it has its pros and cons, but when you do buy an account, don't buy a botted account. It's fucking pointless. Don't buy an account with loads of followers on it because Instagram's just going to know that you have fake followers and you're never going to get pushed organically. So I recommend starting from zero, brand new account. Yes, there's a warm-up process. Yes, it's not instant. And there is certain benefits maybe of buying an account, but most of the time, if the audience is good, it's going to be very expensive. So if you don't have, probably 5K plus to invest in a decent Instagram account, it's not really worth it, to be honest. You're not really going to get that head start. So
Yeah, sweet. A few more questions, but whilst you guys waiting, obviously the link's still there in the chat there, so make sure you do book a call. Um, Chatters, how do you hire chatters? Now, it's funny you ask that question because we do have a chatting agency. It's called Chatterlink. To be fair, you can probably find the link and drop it if you want. But basically, we provide a chatting service. So if you guys don't want to chat to the customers or anything like that, we can easily do that for you, and we're going to get results. We've also got an Instagram. To be fair, might be worth banging the Instagram in there. But yeah, obviously you have to qualify. So we're not going to take people from ground zero. But if you're doing like 1, 2 pay a month or maybe more, we'll happily take you on, take over that chatting and keep that fully automated for yourself. So you can then double down on marketing because this is how you grow. If you're an individual coming into this business model, time is very, very precious. So if we can give you a 24-hour chatting team with salesmen on your model's account for 24/7 or 24 hours a day, then you can easily then just relax, go do some marketing, get your life back, grow your model very, very effectively. Yes, that 100% profit margin might be a tiny bit smaller because we work on commission, but it's going to help you in the long run, as proven with, once again, hundreds of our students. People in the mentorship normally get discount. So yeah, there's a lot of different perks there. In terms of Laura, if you did join the mentorship program from this call, then you can still get another Laura for free. You can probably get your model upgraded, or if your model's that shit, then we can just give you a new one. That's absolutely fine. It's all part of the deal. So yeah, if you did join the mentorship and wanted a new Laura or an upgraded one, we can provide that. That's absolutely fine. A lot about bans. A lot of you guys are getting banned by the looks of it. To avoid bans, don't post any not safe for work stuff. Don't post any direct fanvue links. Don't be too provocative on Instagram. Stay fairly passive. Don't start posting too aggressively or following people too aggressively or DMing loads of people or liking loads of people's stuff. Don't do that too early. Um, all of these are going to help. Once again, like we've been in this industry for years, so to be able to rattle off pretty much every single one of these questions just off the top of our head just shows that we've been doing this shit for a while. Uh, yeah, it used to be good doing the follow on follow method back in the day. Don't do that anymore. That's not going to work. It'll get you banned pretty quickly. Maybe like 5 people follow them and don't unfollow them. Bit pointless. So I wouldn't recommend that strategy nowadays. I know, oh man, I still hear people talk about it. Like, fuck me, that expired like a good 8 months ago. Don't do the follow on follow method, please. Any more questions found? I saw one about Patreon. I'm pretty sure they ban AR models. I'm not sure if they've changed that. They used to.
I think they ban not safe for work content. I think that's what it
That's
is.
what it is. Yeah, so I wouldn't really recommend Patreon. You can give it a go, but it's not something I normally delve into. So
It's also a shit platform. Like this is not how we make money. So people who start Patreon, and people who have like a Patreon linked to their AI model don't really understand how they're making money with AI models. People don't subscribe to AI models to be subscribed to the page and see loads of nudes on the feed. That's not what they subscribe for. They subscribe to chat to the model and build like a relationship. As sad as it sounds, as weird as it sounds to, and as alien as it sounds to most people, this is the reason why guys will subscribe. They want to buy, exclusive content just for them. They want to chat to the model. They want to have this. Patreon doesn't really have a chatting feature, right? It's not a platform built for those types of relationships and content selling and all that kind of stuff. So when you do have Patreon account, you're just relying on a monthly subscription, and most of the time customers get sick of that, and no one's really going to stick around, and you're going to make minimal money. So it's just a shit platform to do that kind of stuff with. Not this to someone who asked that question, but yeah, just shit platform.
Yeah, like that's why we have chatters on because chatting teams are so effective. That's where you're going to get most of your sales. Like if you saw earlier, the account we pulled up, was it 22, 25K? About 20 of that would be from chatting. The rest probably subs, blah blah blah. Most of the time we have free subscription on our accounts. And the reason we do that is because we want to get every single customer in so we can try upsell them with the chatters on the models account. Very important. So if you do have a fanvue account, you've got a model, I'd recommend dropping a free trial every week or two, and that's going to help you a lot.
So how many likes posts gives a good impression on a FanView account? Or, what's going to make that good? Well, essentially, when you do have a FanView page, the first thing that a customer is going to see is not just, the profile picture, the bio, the banner, but they're going to see the amount of posts that are on that account, the amount of videos that are on that account, and the amount of likes. These mean a lot to customers. So if someone's thinking about subscribing, they're going to think about how many posts am I going to get instant access to when I subscribe to this account? Is it going to be worth the money, or if it's free, whatever. How many videos are on there? You know what type of videos a customer wants to see. They're going to think, they're going to subscribe, and they're going to get videos of the model doing all types of mad shit. We don't give that away for free, obviously. What we can do is post videos of, for example, VEO3, selfie videos of our model doing types of random types of shit, but it's still going to show that we have videos on that page. So having, 30 plus images, two videos at least on the feed. They don't have to be explicit. None of this should be explicit, in fact, on the feed. And then having an effective profile picture that's going to make people want to subscribe, and having 1,000+ likes is what I recommend, because likes show that it's a proven page. It shows that other people have subscribed and enjoyed the page, even if they're not from customers. So what you can do is jump on something like a like for like group, which we can provide in just a second. We have on the Telegram. Effectively, what you're going to do is jump on with other people who have models. You're going to like their stuff, they're going to like yours, and it's going to build your like count. So to a customer's eyes, people have seen it, people have liked the content, but in reality, you've just done like for like with a load of our models.
Yeah, I think there's still a glitch. If you're new to FanView, I think the glitch is still going where you can just basically post loads of like letters, like A, and then upload it, B, upload it. Do that, and then just get a mate to go through and like two or three other accounts and just like everything. It's quite an effective way to get a lot of posts, and then obviously just delete them posts afterwards. I know a few of our students were doing that the other day. I didn't even know it was a thing, but yeah, they seem to get a good result from it. So, um, paid traffic sources. That's just one. Do you want to mention that for IG?
Paid traffic. Do you use paid traffic at the start? Now, there's obviously different types of paid traffic. In fact, just it's fucking marketing, right? It's a very broad kind of spectrum. You could pay for traffic to your Instagram account. You could pay for traffic directly to your family account if you really wanted on like I don't know, a paid page on Twitter. You just pay them for like a shout out. These are all very possible. But in terms of paid traffic, let's just say, for example, the most common methods, mass DM or Instagram promo. All that would be is mass DM is when you send thousands of DMs to a targeted audience, obviously a very effective method. And paid promo is going to be where you get a shout out to your Instagram page. Do I recommend this at the start? No. But is this an effective method once you have 1,000+ followers? Yes. Reason being is because when people do come to your Instagram page and you have fucking 4 followers, they're not going to follow the page. They're just going to completely chin it off. If you have 1,000+ followers, as I just mentioned with the likes, you're already like a proven page. People already follow you. Yeah, loads of different reasons, right? So you want to build up your account a little bit organically first, and then you want to start investing in traffic if that's the route that you want to go down. And obviously, that's a very, very effective method and a route to go down. But organic traffic is always going to be king because it's free, because, well, many different reasons it grows your accounts. And it's more of a, if the customers found you organically through like a Reels feed, for example, just scrolling through Reels and they found your model, they're going to be a lot more attracted than if they found you through a shout out and someone shouted you out and, they probably know that you paid for it or whatever, right?
So a few questions. Does VEO3 do not safe for work? No, it does not. It's Google, so they're not going to allow that. Um, Oh shit, there was like three or four more. Reddit method. I wouldn't recommend a not safe for work Reddit method. You can, and a lot of people do advise it because it gets you the most eyes on. But in terms of conversions and then sales, it's not the best. So if you start with a Reddit agency or something and you outsource that, they're going to want you to do full not safe for work because obviously that's going to get them the best results in terms of views and be like, yeah, look, I've done my job, you haven't done yours. In terms of best conversions and best sales, more of like a bikini kind of thing, maybe the occasional nipple slip, some shit like that is a lot better. So that's what I would recommend. Someone also asked, where do I find the Discord? The Discord comes with the course, so the $47 course there, which you got a big discount for. You also get a community in a Discord, and that is brilliant. We've got coaches in there. I'm in there. I get in there quite a bit. In fact, the other day I was banging out some Loom videos for some people in that course. So if you did, you know, join that, you would have access to coaches as well. Um, what else we got in here?
I do just want to say very quickly, we have about 4 spots left or some shit like that. I think someone just put in the team chat for calls. So if you are looking to book a call, book it now. Don't wait for fucking later, or at least save the link so that you can. But book a call as soon as possible because they are getting filled up very quickly, as you can imagine.
Cool. Probably do like two or three more, do you reckon? What tools for not safe for work? Obviously, comfy workflows is what we all use. That's the best. But I will give you a little gem. Fuck it. Sugar Labs is apparently very good when it comes to not safe for work video. So you can have a look at that. Um, yeah, just giving them a little shout out basically, but fuck it. Mhm. Yeah, you can do that one if you want nude content, fanvue feed. Or I'll do it on nude content on the fanvue feed. You don't basically. You have everything PG, bikini, kind of teaser stuff for your fanvue feed. You can have two or three pay-per-views, I normally say. These pay-per-views are normally higher ticket. So let's say you have two very, very good AI images of your model nude, then you can upload them to your fanvue feed, but charge like $50 to $100 to open it. People are going to see that $50 to $100. They're going to think that's fucking loads of money. So they're either going to buy it because they're a whale, or they're going to go into the DMs and they're going to message the model saying, oh, can I get a discount? Blah, blah, blah. And then you're just going to sell it for $30. They're going to be happy because they get a discount. Whereas actually the piece of content was only valued at $20 to $30 anyway. So having no nudes on your fan view feed is very important when it comes to conversions to sales on the chats. Once again, Chatlink covers that in a lot of depth, and in the mentorship, we teach you how to do this as well.
Yeah, someone asked about niches, what niches we recommend, what do best. Now, the truth is that a niche is going to allow you to captivate a certain type of audience. So if your AI model is simply a blonde hair, blue-eyed, slim model, there are hundreds of thousands of girls on Instagram who are also blonde hair, blue-eyed, and slim, and probably more attractive than your AI model. And they actually exist and they have hundreds of thousands of followers. So you need to differentiate yourself, and that's what niches are really for. Now, in terms of what's the most effective niche, the most effective niche is where your knowledge is, to be honest. If you are extremely knowledgeable in the game of chess or just, chess in general, you're in chess communities, you fucking watch all the chess tournaments, you know all the chess players, you're going to be able to target people who like chess the best. You're going to be able to make chess-based content. You're going to basically be able to niche your model around chess. She's going to be a girl that people who enjoy chess are going to be able to relate to, chat to about chess, all this kind of shit. So it is where your knowledge exists, is your best type of niche. But in a generalized way, that's kind of what your model's interested in. That's more her personality based. In terms of looks, you can 100% niche your model with looks as well. So for example, when I say pink-haired AI model, everyone in here, if you've seen her, think about Aitana because she has 300K plus followers, she has loads of PR. Everyone knows Aitana in the AI model space. She's a pink-haired AI model. That differentiates her from the rest. So she is instantly recognizable to an audience of people without even mentioning her name, which is, pink hair model, you know who it is. You can also do things like fucking, I don't know, makeup. You can make him a goth. You can make her have, orange eyes, some shit like this, right? You can basically customize your model to make her different from the crowd because everyone starts blonde hair, blue eyed model. It's
Yeah. It's a bit pointless. You need to niche nowadays. It's not getting saturated at all. Like there's so many different niches and styles that people like. But the blonde hair, blue hair model is literally what everyone does. It's kind of the model number one. It's what they experiment with, and it's not pointless going into it, but a niche is going to help you out massively. But yeah, what do you reckon? Wrap it there.
yeah, I think unless there's any exciting questions.
I couldn't find any very exciting ones. Oh,
Yeah, sound. Name of a like for like platform. We'll put that in quick, but I think we'll wrap it there because it seems that a lot of people are starting to leave. But anyway,
now I'm hungry.
sorry, I'm trying to type.
Yeah.
Sweet. So that's the like for like group. You can click on that. That's not even the fucking link. Sorry, I'm on that. That's why you don't talk and type.
But yeah, follow along on YouTube, on Instagram. Me and Kyle, Kyle AI underscore, and then Toby.now on Instagram. We're going to be able to put some updates there, just, general stuff, bit of motivation, all of that kind of stuff. Cool AI reels if you want to look at them. Anyways, or YouTube. Once again, we both got YouTube channels. Kyle's is called OFMKyle. That's going to be more towards the marketing, the sales, the whole OFM, that kind of game. I'm going to be doing a little bit more towards AI just because I know a lot of people, like once I said, they're not nerds, they don't know all this advanced shit. They just want to learn the basics and get into it. And that's what I'm going to be showing you on YouTube. So if you didn't do any of these links today or communities or anything, they're kind of your best bets. Keep an eye on them and we'll be able to keep you updated.
Yeah, YouTube, socials, book a call if you are interested in the program, or use a discount link to join the AI model method if you're new to the game. Thank you everyone for attending. Hopefully you enjoyed, and yeah, hopefully we'll be able to host more of these soon and keep going live, giving free value because there is a lot of scams as we mentioned at the start.
Yeah,
But
very exciting.
yeah, thank you everyone for attending, and see you later.
A good one, guys. See ya.